All right. You got it. You got it.
Are you enjoying your vacation?
I'm getting there. I'm settling in.
Yeah.
I'm settling in. Yeah. Yeah, I'm settling in. I'm trying to just disconnect and allow what's to happen and not get too caught up in it. You know what I'm saying? Overthink things. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Stay in the present. Stay in the now.
Talk about staying in the now. I can't wait to share with you your cards, not a card, but cards that came up for you in your reading today.
Ooh.
Karen, it was so dead on about some things that we had talked about yesterday, but these cards are in a much bigger picture. And I just wanted to let you know you have a huge, and this is the stone that I use when I'm working with this set of cards. You have such a huge Native American presence with you. I want to say he's a very large Native American, smoking a lot of tobacco pipe around you, is a white tobacco pipe as protection. And all these cards that I pulled today are for you from the Sacred Oracle card deck. And they're beautiful. And I when you're ready, I can't wait to share the messages for you. Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
I have to tell you, I put my phone and everything else on silent, but the orb activity this morning has been very busy, very, very busy indeed. And as I was getting ready today, I have messages that have come in that, with your permission, if it's appropriate in the podcast, I just have to just say some messages to folks out there. And if it connects with them, okay, that's great. They can just reach out to me afterwards. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, I am so excited. This is fantastic. So
I know, right? Okay.
All righty. So welcome back to the Awesome Life podcast. I'm Karen Stultz, your host, and I'm here today with Michelle Beane. Michelle is an absolutely awesome person. I have had such a great time meeting with her. And this program is for people in transition, or maybe just thinking about it. And
right.
Michelle is in this transitional place where she is transitioning from a job to to something that she truly loves, that is her gift, and she is here today to share her gifts. It's so remarkable. She is an intuitive energy channel, a light worker, a clairvoyant, and an intuitive mentor. And today she's going to be sharing with us, tapping into intuition. But before we get into that, how did you become an energy channel, a light worker? How does that happen? How can I be that?
Yes, Karen, yes. Anyone can be. Definitely, we all have it within us with regards to tapping into our intuition and being that conduit. It just depends upon how open we are to the energy around us, and in tune with alignment to source. So for me, what happened at a very young age is that I was sensing many things around me. I recall a time when I was in grade school. Now, mind you, raised as a Catholic, so there I was in parochial school. It was around Halloween time, and I said to one of my little buddies, I said, "Oh, you see that piece of chocolate candy on the windowsill?" And he was like, "Yeah." I said, "I can make that move back and forth." And he said, "No, you can't." And I said, "Yes, I can." I said, "Watch." And I took my hand and I put it out, and I just rocked my hand back and forth. And so the chocolate moved back and forth.
Wow.
Now, mind you, when you're a child like that, you're so open to everything around you. Well, I appropriately got punished by the nun that day for my behavior. And needless to say, I didn't do that again. But with passing of loved ones, the day my grandfather died, immediately following his passing, I was the last person he spoke to, and he came to me. I've seen him several times since then. He always came into me when I was expecting to let me know that a child was on the way. I've seen my father in his state, and I've also spoken with my children's dad. There are other folks that will come into me that I share messages when I work with clients. So this is something that has been developed since I've been very, very young.
So more than being psychic, which we all are apparently at some degree, and
Right.
talking about our intuition, you're also a medium. And I understand that those are a little different. You can be a psychic and not a medium, or a medium and not a psychic. I don't know.
I think for all of us, we just need to understand that we all can feel sensations or know intuitively when in our gut, in that solar plexus chakra, when something isn't right, and that will guide us. We can all sense a chill in the room when energy shifts, right? You can meet someone and immediately as you walk into that energy field, you're either like, oh, I feel like I've known this person forever. Wow, how can that be? Or, I may want to pause on this for just a moment and just see how this all plays out. So I think for all of us, we have that ability. It's just to what extent do we want to use it? Are we comfortable in using it? Do we recognize what it is?
Isn't that cool? And yeah, actually a mutual friend. We saw each other for the very first time, and it was like, I know you. She said, well, I know you too. We've never met. We went through our whole history of how we might have run across each other. Nothing. There was
Right.
no meeting until that moment, but we knew each other. There was no
Yes.
question about it. We knew each other. Now, dwell on it? No, let it go. But it just is a warm, fuzzy feeling. We know each other. And I asked her one time, how do we know each other? She said, I don't know, but I think we were soldiers together at one point. And we're sitting. I said, all right, well, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think what we have to keep in mind is that we've been here through so many different lifetimes and so many different experiences that eventually our soul families will catch up with one another as we come in and reincarnate. And you will meet each other through this dimension as you're supposed to for that purpose, and develop on that and close out what other contracts that you did in your prior experiences.
So that's probably why you and I are connected here. Somehow or other, it was all meant to be. There are no coincidences. So
No.
tell us, how does one tap into their intuition?
Well, again, it depends. I like to say to folks, first of all, are you even curious? Are you even curious when you see signs that are up that say psychic readings, or when somebody talks about chakra work, or do you get excited over crystals or anything, card readings, anything along that line, energy work that attracts you? If that is something that pulls you, that's tapping into your intuition. So there are things that are drawn into you. And certainly it's by really being quiet, whether you're studying, where you're doing your daily practice of meditation, that it's when your mind is quiet that messages will come in or signs come in, numbers, you see repeated numbers, or you see signs from animals that present to you, and you're like, geez, I wonder what that's all about. And you spend some time and you research it, and then you understand, you know, the 222 is all about co-creation and collaboration, and this is a sign that the universe is supporting you. Or you see a cardinal outside, or you see a fox that comes in front of you. You just need to take all of that in, and if you're curious, investigate it, certainly.
Okay, so investigation. And I have to tell our audience today we are recording this on September 22nd, 2020.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
when we set this date
Yes.
during our, because I don't have guests on that I don't know and feel would be beneficial for our audience at Awesome Life Podcast. So when we were having our coffee and setting the date, Michelle said, "Ooh, the 22nd. This is awesome." And you said you were going to investigate that. So
Yeah. Yes. So first of all, when you look at numerology, the number 9 represents the closing of a cycle. So here we are in the 9th month, but importantly at the fall equinox, right? So May Bon. So it is the closing of a cycle, and it's a time in which people give gratitude and gratitude for all of the good things that have come upon us, the harvest from what you've sown all year long. And a 2 and two twos are like master numbers, and a 4. So it all talks about co-creation, collaboration, but also structure and belief systems. So, and then in 2020, you've got that doubled up, that intensified power. So 2020, we were all geared up for this is going to be one phenomenal year. What is the future going to bring in for us? Everybody was so excited. And what did it do? It caused us to pause with the pandemic and really reflect upon, do our current belief systems support us right now? Should I be reevaluating my choices and my decisions? Am I really in alignment with partnerships and people, like-minded people who are really supporting me at this time? Or do I need to look beyond all of that and really do some inner work? And I just found that by having this date, it gives us all a good reason to pause and to, one, celebrate certainly the fact that we've overcome a lot of obstacles thus far this year, and we can't lose sight of that, and to give gratitude for that we're all here, we're all relatively healthy, we're moving forward. It is the fall harvest, and we need to give thanks first and foremost. And then also, as we move forward, let's talk about what no longer serves you, release it, let it go, and then call in what you need through this manifestation piece with a fall harvest. Yeah.
so noticing your intuition and tapping into your intuition, you are suggesting that we need to be open a little bit
Yeah.
more and
Yes.
curious a little bit more without judgment, without saying, "Oh, this is what that means," but
Right.
just noticing and being open, being aware, and investigating it a little bit more if you so desire.
Right, if you so desire. And what I notice myself, and I don't know if any of you do too, but what I'm noticing is when I look outside, do the colors look brighter? Does the air look cleaner? Does the ocean look bluer? Does it have a variety of colors? What is it that you see around you every day? Do you hear the sounds? That's what I really call in. And how has it changed you inside as a person? Have you answered the call to action? Have you done your work to bring forward and raise your vibration and call in a more awesome life?
So fantastic. Well, I know Michelle uses all kinds of tools to help her clients answer their questions. And what kind of clients do come to you? Are they just looking for closure or questions?
It really is a variety of things. I do have folks that come in for readings. They certainly want to know your typical what's going to happen past, present, and what's happened past, present, and future with my job, with my family, love life. Is there a move coming in? But then there are those that have had ones that have passed that really want some sort of validation that they are okay, and any messages that need to be shared. I have other folks that have serious, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, Karen. I thought I really shut that off there.
Oh, it's hard not to. I had shut off mine and I got a phone call and all of a sudden it went,
I'm so sorry. But people need energy work, because sometimes we know we are just stuck and we don't understand why. And that's all about our chakras not being in alignment. So I help them understand or identify which chakra or chakras that is. And we work through that with the pendulum or with crystals. We charge them up to release so that we are in alignment and we can have that flowing, that energetic flow again. And sometimes it's not only by doing one piece, but by multiple things. You know, you've got to change. Sometimes you just got to change your diet a little, be a little healthier. Understand that you've got to be more hydrated. You've got to move. You just got to move. Energy is all about movement. So you don't want to be stagnant. So these are some of the things that I talk to some of my clients about. Yes.
That is so cool. And yeah, I'm one of those people that came into this journey 20 years ago, not kicking and screaming because I just didn't believe. One of my guests was wonderful. She explained to me our belief system. Take the first letter of belief and the first letter of system, and what do we have? We have a lot of BS. If it's not serving us, it's a lot of BS. True. So I take that now and say, all right, well, let's look at this. And it's allowed me to be a lot more open with curiosity, and for me and my clients, I don't want them to believe in anything that we do together. I want them to be aware.
Right.
Also the first thing in awesome, be aware. And just notice. So I had my crystal. I don't know about crystals. I have no idea. But hey, you know what? This one was a clear quartz, which is supposed to be healing. So I don't know. I'll just keep it with me, see what happens, and forget about it. Well, a year later, I was clearing out my purse, I was going to take my crystal out, and I said, oh, wait a minute. This is a healing crystal. And I haven't thought about it in a year, but by golly, I have not had a cold or any illness for over a year.
Amazing.
So maybe this works. It's not taking up any space. Wouldn't I be foolish not to keep it there?
Right. And this is so true. I mean, in certain rooms, I have certain crystals. There's certain crystals that I'm just drawn to automatically, and I like to work with them and just see what kind of energy they give off and what's the most appropriate. And what people need to understand about intuition, it's a daily practice. It's your practice. It's at your pace, and is whatever is called into you. So no two people have the same practice. And it is so individualized because we're so individualized and unique as humans, right? Yes. So, and as spiritual beings. So welcome that in, call that in, and be comfortable with it. And just, I guess what I want to stress too is you got to play. You got to have some fun with this.
Oh, I love fun.
All serious. Don't get all serious and all stressed out about it.
And right. You mentioned before we started here today that you asked if you could have some fun with me, and,
yes,
and I said yes, and so I don't know what's going to happen here, but whew, what's going on, Michelle?
Okay, all right, I shall tell you. So I have several card decks, as you know, and I really like to use my Energy Oracle card deck. But when I focused hard this morning on our time together, I'm like, what's the message that I should be sharing with Karen today? What is the message? And immediately I used my pendulum to validate, even though I know I'm at this stage where I don't need to because it just taps in. But I have these beautiful cards. They're the Sacred Earth Oracle card card deck, okay? And they have very significant messages with them. And then this is a jasper stone. It's a nice heart-shaped stone, very earthy. I feel like it's very tribal in nature. And I'm like, wow, where is this all coming from Karen? And then all of a sudden I see this huge Indian behind you smoking, tobacco, and he's blowing it all over you. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to fight with this. I'm just going to see where this is going to go. Because I had in my mind, oh, I'm going to use this deck. And it was like, no, you're going to do this. So you have 3 cards that have come into play, and I want to show them to you because they're phenomenal. So the first one that comes up for you, I hope you can really see it. It's called Brilliance.
And by the way, you're going to have to, our audience is going to have to go to the YouTube channel because these are gorgeous cards that Michelle.
Oh, absolutely. So the first card, Brilliance, it's so filled with color. And what I want you to share with you on the earthly meaning of this, and again, let's think about what we've just been talking about. Old fears may be coming in now, and as an underlying fear of success. Positive change represents past and future. Step outside of creativity, step outside of conformity, and allow creativity and your energizing being to come through. The spiritual meaning behind this is inspirational thoughts flow into your heart and something exciting and new is born. You are intuitively guided to success. Use conversation and play. So much is accomplished with little effort because love and purpose is your style.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So for me, that really tapped into some of our conversation yesterday and as a validation of some of those topics, right?
Absolutely. Wow. That just makes me feel warm and fuzzy all over,
Good. I'm glad. The next card that came in for you was this, and it's beautiful. It's this woman holding this little bunny, and it's called Alliance.
Oh.
And when I think of alliance, I think of partnerships, what's happening here. Mm-hmm. So the earthly meaning, and this is so you, Karen, networking opportunities, responding and reaching out to people on different levels. Think inclusion, okay?
Hey,
and then
podcast.
Right. I mean, this is so great. And spiritually, all you have to do is ask. And you have the divine resources to color your canvas. So all we have to do is ask, and the colors will come in. The people will come in. The variety will come into play.
And so it kind of has to be asked in the proper fashion, I think.
Yes. You have to be, well, you don't always have to be, but in order to get the right outcome or to get closer to your desired outcome, you have to be very clear with your intention, okay? But as you're learning this, you don't know that. And sometimes if you're being very generalized, you get generalized things back. So use the law of attraction. If you don't know what that is, you can always join me after this and I can get into that with you. But the law of attraction is what's calling. You're calling in, you're manifesting that energy, that same energetic alignment with the universe. So, and the last one that I wanted to share with you, because I was like, oh my gosh, this is so perfect. Look at this beautiful card called Shift.
Oh, that's gorgeous. Yes.
Isn't that gorgeous? But look at the primary colors in that. What do you see?
They're my colors. What can I say? They're my colors.
So purple, a lot of purple with hints of gold and orange. And so that is all about your crown chakra and the divine, using the divine.
My logo on behind
yes.
my eye, it's purple with the gold. Yeah.
Exactly. And what do I have behind me in my fireplace? Purple
purple.
with the gold flames. So I just wanted to let you know, with the shift, there is no shame in changing your mind or walking away when something is difficult or it's just not feeling right, and allow yourself the time to process feelings. Ever endings bring forward new beginnings. Nothing is ever truly lost. So I think sometimes, we all get hung up in, oh, as we close one door, that's it. This, that will never come to be again. And that's just not true. As one door closes, another one opens, because it's time to take that next move forward in your transition, in your ascension. So
That is so true. And it's actually, what am I trying to say? If you have that intuition that it's right for you, it probably is. And if that situation does not pan out as you might have hoped, allow it, learn from it, and just say, you know what, something better's coming along. Or
Right.
I would have had that. That would have been for me, except something better is coming along. So this is cool.
Right. Yes. I can't say, well, I could say a lot more on that, but I agree with you totally. Certainly we all get a little disappointed, sometimes more than disappointed, when things don't work out the way that we had hoped. And some of these things can be very painful, but as time passes and other things are brought in, we understand the real lesson and the real blessing and opportunity that has been brought into our lives. So I just want people to be mindful of that just because one thing didn't happen now doesn't mean that something greater isn't coming in. So, yeah.
Oh, that is so fantastic. Michelle, how can people get in touch with you? Because you have so much to offer here.
Well, let's see. I just want to flick this up first because my doctor seems to want to tap in right now. So I want to let folks know I'm on Facebook. So if they want to reach me there, I'm
Michelle Beane with an E on the end.
That is correct. And I also have a Facebook page called Intuitively You, if they'd like to reach me there. I'm also part of a community here in Maine called the Intuitive Development Group. So you can always reach out to me there. I'm one of the founders and co-founders and co-collaborators of that team. And then also I'm on LinkedIn. So if people want to jump out on LinkedIn and send me a message, you can connect with me there.
Fantastic. And my guests often have, well, they offer such amazing opportunities. And I understand you had an opportunity for our listeners.
I do. With this fall equinox, and in my heart-centeredness, I feel a lot of gratitude this year. Certainly with the growth of my business, the growth of our community that we've developed with the Intuitive Development Group, I want to be able to offer people a chance to connect with me and get a free reading, a free 15-minute reading.
Wow. Wow. So much like what you just did for me in 3 or 4 minutes, it's a little bit longer. That is
Right.
That is huge. That is absolutely, I'm getting chills from what you told me. I mean, it just goes from my toes to my head and back down again. It's so awesome.
And I'm glad, and through this time, I mean, you never know what else may be coming in, and I'll just share that with you. I do know, I just want to share, and I did ask you earlier for permission for this, but there is a listener out there that is really, this came into me first thing this morning, is really struggling over whether or not to continue in an engagement. And I just want this individual to understand that an engagement has to be of equal partnership. So if this is not serving you that way in an equal partnership, that it is okay to step away from that and step away with love, and that understand that you deserve everything. You deserve to be happy, and you deserve to have it all. So
That's wonderful. That is wonderful. That for that individual that was coming through, but that is a lesson that everybody can take away. Everybody. So yeah, thank you so much. Knowing that you can have this lesson, and it doesn't have to be for just one. So those cards could be for other people out there as well. If it's part of your intuition that it just sings to you, take it.
yes,
Take it as your own.
yes.
And if they don't sing to you, don't take it.
And that's the beauty of it. There was one, I have to say, there was one weekend back this past spring that Flourish, that I work a lot with, the Flourish Sacred Healing Arts Center down here in Biddeford, had asked that I come down to do some readings. And that morning I had grabbed a deck, and it was the Past Lives deck. And I pulled 4 of them out, and I'm like, these are for 4 people out there today. And I just put them online, and I just said, this is where I'm going to be. If any of these cards resonate with you, come on in and see me. And if I didn't have 4 people that came in that said on those separate cards,
Oh, wow.
that one is for me, and just tapping into that energy for them. So it's just as, for me, it's just as simple as that. So there's lots that can be done with energy, and I just thoroughly enjoy it because I love tapping into so many different parts of it.
And
So.
as you've just shown here, it does not have to be in person. You do not have to live in Biddeford or Saco, Maine,
No.
in order to get the benefits from Michelle Beane. It is, you can do it virtually just as well, obviously, because you just did that for me.
Yes, in our intuitive development group, we do a lot of sessions via Zoom because we want to be respectful of still the pandemic and people's level of comfort, and all, practicing all that safe social distancing. So we offer folks to come in-house. There's a maximum capacity there. And then the majority of the people join us on Zoom, or you can connect with me and just do a session on Zoom. It's really simple. It's however you feel most comfortable. And we have folks all over the world that participate. So it's great.
Oh, that is awesome. Awesome. So audience, please, our listeners, please contact Michelle Beane. Make friends with her if you're not already friends with her on LinkedIn and Facebook. Check out her group. Check out her group because she has an amazing group that she's honored me as part of that group. So I love it. And so when you message her on Facebook and LinkedIn, just mention Awesome Life Podcast and you will get that free reading. She will reach back out to you.
Yes.
With that free reading, but you do need to message her after you make friends and and just say Awesome Life Podcast. She'll know exactly what you're talking about. So thank you so much for joining us today, Michelle, and I will put all of your links up there, so in the description, so people will have that. And do come over to the YouTube channel, and do subscribe to the YouTube channel so you don't miss any of our other podcasts, and especially this one with Michelle Beane. So thank you again, and
thank you.
I can't wait.
Oh, I tell you, this has been an absolute pleasure and an honor, and I can't thank you enough. So really, I wish you a very beautiful fall equinox, a beautiful Mabon, and just gratitude all the way around. Thank you, Karen.
Right back at you. Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste. Thanks.
Bye-bye now.
Bye. But that's okay. I wanted to let you know, so tonight I'll be going down to Flourish, but it was interesting as I was preparing myself for the podcast, I was looking out my 3-season porch window, and I don't know if you use the Flower of Life cards at all.
No.
But I thought to myself, I'm like, what is the lesson that we all should learn today about the fall equinox? And what I found very interesting is the card that I pulled said, let light in. Sit quietly in front of a window, feel your breathing slow down as you focus on the breath of life. Gently close your eyes and ask the window, how do I allow more light and love to enter my being? Sense the answer as a stirring and illumination of your heart. Feel love and light pouring into your favorite color. Imagine you fling open the window, a gentle breeze parts the curtain between your inner and outer worlds. Step into the light of your essence. Love, wisdom, and bliss become you. Slowly open your eyes, look through the window with new eyes. What do you see? So in a fall equinox, when everything becomes equal for the time of light and darkness before the shadowing takes effect, I thought this was such a beautiful card. So I'm going to spend some time auto journaling on that.
Oh, that is wonderful. Yeah, that is a beautiful card, your question. And it's funny, I use the wisdom of the oracle cards to, or the 7 energies cards to, before all of my podcasts, to know what I need to know for our time together, and focusing in on my time with you. It was cool. It just said, just be in the here and now, the here and now. All we have is the now, so stay present. And I said, well, that's easy.
that we can easily do. Yes. But wow. I hope you can take these cards, and I'm happy to take a picture of them and send them off to you so that you have them.
Oh, I appreciate that.
But really think about, has anyone ever told you about your Indian guide?
No, I've had, well, I shouldn't say that. I don't think so. Oh, okay. It'd be awesome. Thank you so much. I have enjoyed it thoroughly, and thank you for those beautiful cards. Well, thank you guys.
I'll send them over, and if you have any questions, let me know.
Fantastic.
Okay? All right. Have a beautiful day.
You too. Good luck with all of your stuff today.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.